Hello, good evening. 5 schools in Birmingham have been placed into special measures and rated inadequate after Ofsted inspectors found what they described as a climate of fear and intimidation inside some schools. It comes as part of the investigation into the so-called Trojan horse allegations, which claimed schools were being radicalised by hardline Muslims. Between March and May this year, inspectors visited 21 schools in the city, and today their findings were revealed, as Callum Watkinson reports.
The allegations have been swirling for months, that Muslim governors were trying to impose strict Islamic principles on the state schools they run. 4 investigations were started, 2 of them, one by Ofsted and another by the Education Funding Agency, published their findings today. Ofsted says that a culture of fear and intimidation has developed in some of the schools. At Parkview School, it says the academy's work to raise students' awareness of the risks of extremism is inadequate. And it says Saltley School is in a state of crisis, and the governing body has spent the school budget unwisely. Of the 21 schools that were inspected, 4 have been exonerated, 11 have been told they require improvement, and 5 have been rated inadequate and placed in special measures, joining one that already was. According to inspectors, the decline has been rapid.
Schools previously rated good or outstanding have suffered enormous staff turbulence, a collapse in morale and a rapid decline in their overall effectiveness.
At one of those schools, rated outstanding 2 years ago, inadequate as of today, we saw little evidence of a collapse in morale this morning, but rather defiance from the assistant head and a senior governor.
Our Ofsted inspections were ordered in a climate of suspicion created by the hoax Trojan letter and by the anonymous, unproven allegations about our schools in the media. Ofsted inspectors came to our schools looking for extremism, looking for segregation, looking for proof that our children have religion forced upon them. The Ofsted reports find absolutely no evidence of this.
On behalf of the staff of Parkview, I want to say first and foremost that we reject this report's findings. It is simply not true that the school does not do enough to protect our pupils from the risks of extremism. Every day, my colleagues and I work hard to ensure our pupils are disciplined, understand and respect difference, and most of all achieve well.
But one current student who spoke to ITV News anonymously paints a different picture.
They said that in one assembly like a year ago, they told us that they're going to get rid of all the Christian, like not Christian, but non-Muslim teachers and replace them with Muslim teachers because somehow it helps us learn better or something like that. It don't make sense though.
The Education Funding Agency ran parallel investigations into Parkview Trust and Old Know Academy. It said Old Know is taking on the practices of an Islamic faith school and is not promoting community cohesion. And it said at Parkview's 3 schools, some elements of the curriculum are restricted to a conservative Islamic perspective. It also said there were efforts to convince inspectors a wider range of religious education was on offer than was actually the case, prompting a call for snap inspections from the Secretary of State.
Any school could now be subject to rigorous on-the-spot inspections with no advance warning and no opportunities to conceal failure. And we will put the promotion of British values at the heart of what every school has to deliver for children. What we have found was unacceptable, and we will put it right.
The failed schools now face the removal of their governing bodies, but they can appeal against Ofsted's findings, and some have already said they will. Callum Watkinson, ITV News, Birmingham.
Well, today's report is vindication for one man who raised concerns about the running of one of the schools placed in special measures 20 years ago. Michael White was a former teacher at Parkview School.
I have a great deal of sympathy for the teachers and the pupils at the school. They are, in many cases, are the victims of the situation. It is the misconduct of some of the governors that has created these tensions and problems, and it mustn't be made. You mustn't throw the baby out with the bathwater in that sense.
In other news, the comedian Rick Mayall has died at the age of 56. Seen here promoting his role in the theatre show The New Statesman, Mayall from Droitwich Spa in Worcestershire shot to fame with the hit 1980s show The Young Ones. He starred in the film Drop Dead Fred and was also in Blackadder. In 1998, he was left in a coma following a serious quad biking accident at his family home, but he recovered and continued to work. Well, many celebrities and fellow comedians have been paying tribute tonight. Among them, Britain's Got Talent judge David Walliams, who said Rick Mayall was his idol and made him want to be a comedian. And you can read some more tributes, including hundreds of comments left by you on our Facebook page tonight. Head to facebook.com/ITV Central. Forensic investigators have been searching a property in Selly Oak in connection with the disappearance of a woman from Birmingham who's not been seen for more than a year. Police believe 39-year-old Lisa Bennett may have stayed at the property in Abden Avenue, and they plan to carry out further detailed searches over the next few days. Officers say to date there's no evidence that Lisa is still alive. A 34-year-old man remains on bail after being arrested in February in connection with her murder. Hundreds of workers had to be evacuated after a chemical fire at a factory in Leicestershire. It started in the early hours of this morning at the site on Fir Tree Lane in Groby, but quickly spread. More than 40 firefighters were there at its height, and they said that by working together they managed to prevent a major incident. The number of homeless people in Derby has tripled in the space of a year, according to new figures from the YMCA. It's led to the charity calling for families to offer young homeless people a bed for the night. The rise has been blamed on funding cuts, but the government say they've increased spending on preventing homelessness. Now time for a look at the weather forecast with Lucy Kite.
What's in store for today? ITV Local Weather, sponsored by CenterParcs.
Hello, well I hope you've had a lovely day. It's a positive forecast as we head through the rest of this week, particularly for the latter part of the week when we'll see some dry, sunny and warm conditions. Between now and then, a few showers. That's thanks to an area of low pressure, which at the moment is to the west of us, but will shift in a northeasterly direction, allowing the high pressure to build to settle things down. So a dry night to come tonight, feeling quite muggy overnight. Tomorrow morning, the showers will get going through the morning, but we will see some good spells of sunshine mixed in with some heavy thundery showers come tomorrow afternoon. See you then.
ITV Local Weather, sponsored by CenterParcs.
Looks like we're going to have to keep that brolly handy for a little bit longer then. Well, that's all we've got time for tonight. Don't forget to check out the website to get live updates as well as more tributes for Rick Mail as well. Head to itv.com/central. For now though, enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. For now, bye bye.